Welcome back to Universal Journey Talk, part 4 of episode 3. You said a good point, which is that, God is in us. And it's like, we all kind of know that, or source is in us, whatever type, however you want to word it. But I think that that's like really important to always remember that, because that's what gives you the, what I feel is the ability to keep moving forward, because you're not alone. We are all connected. We're all sharing the same energy. That's why, we wanted to do this show to keep uplifting, people's, energy, the higher consciousness, give you a good feeling. You know what I mean? Like, let you know that, as we're learning, we're trying to put it out there. Keep that circle of positivity, going. And that's what, and the more people that do that, then the more people feel better. And the more that people feel better, it's just domino effect,
And just to add on with you, I think it's Marianne Williamson in her book Return to Love. I think she or the Course in Miracles, whatever. When like you were saying, what were you just saying? I decided to lose my thought
about like how we all have God in us, or
how we all have God in us,
right?
And in a sense. And that's why when you look at it in a 3D way, the difference between a 3D way of looking at it to a 5D way would be kind of like when you're 3D, you kind of you happen to think that you're a body that just happens to have a soul, but really 5D is the opposite. You're a soul first that just happens to have a body. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of that is still a little over my head, because I'm still learning more, of this stuff. But I get it, or I need to learn more about it. But it makes sense.
I understand if you don't get it because you're not 5D.
Well, you know what it is? Check this out. Remember I told you a while ago, I was doing what was it? I was doing I was on YouTube, because they have like the different meditation videos and different things, whatever. And they had the one where they walk you through in live, in real time, through like a whole meditation event or something. I forget, it's a specific type of meditation or something where it's, I guess it's like verbal meditation where they walk you through what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to see, what you're supposed to experience.
Guided meditation, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? So
guided meditation, yeah.
Okay, so it was really cool. I actually had to stop. I got about 20 minutes in or something, because it was maybe a 2-hour thing or something. And I think I told you this. So this was really, it was more like the profound moments or whatever, where so I'm walking, I'm imagining, I'm visualizing, I'm doing everything, whatever, right? And I'm not going to say it, because I'm going to put a link down here, because I don't want anyone to, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, kind of thing. I want you to experience it for yourself. But literally, from doing it, and then I couldn't go any further because I got the chills. I got what is basically saying, what is my real name, my soul name, okay, my eternal name, you know what I mean, whatever and stuff. And it's and now the only thing is, it was hard to focus and see it really strongly, because I think I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have, but it still affected me. So I know it's either Juhr or Jurh or something. It's like Jur or something. I don't know. So
all right, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I need to go back into it. I'm hoping that I still have it in my I think I saved it in my library on my YouTube thing. It's a very visual thing. I'll put a link down here, whatever, in the description for if anyone wants to check it out. Just be in a quiet place where you don't we're not going to be have distraction, and then just start going through it. And it's pretty interesting. Like that was a good one. Like I said, I kind of stopped because once I got to that name, and
sometimes you can be
and what I'm saying is I don't want to say how it happens or goes about, but that's just the name that I got out of it. You're gonna see something totally different, or maybe you won't see anything. But I totally saw that. You know what I mean? And then actually I stopped, and I stopped because I had to run and tell Vanessa. I was like, "Yo, I just like saw this thing," and she was like, "No way," and I was like, "I'm telling you, it was something." But anyway, so yeah, so I think there's a lot of ways to start tapping into our higher consciousnesses. Whatever you can do it technologically wise just by looking at different stuff on YouTube. There's so many helpful things on YouTube now, which is great. It's
you
it
got
could be
sopranic tones, binaural beats. You got all different types of things you can just use to help you or get in a deeper meditative state, or trance or what have you.
yeah, but going back to
for healing purposes. Tones that heal.
Yeah, of course.
It's all vibration. It just you can have any type of disease or you can have gout. You know what I mean? But there's a frequency for gout. You can just look up the frequency, the isochronic tone, pure tone, or tone for gout, or you know what I mean, or binaural beat, and it'll these things like a crystal. These things, all they tap into your the vibration or frequency, and that's basically it's like a radio. When you turn to that station, then that's what the frequency you're on now on, and it can help in many ways.
Yeah, yeah, and
we're a machine. The human being is a machine in a sense. It's just it's a organic, biological machine.
We're just extremely complex machines, really. But
that's way more complex. That's way better than any machine. I mean, it's built by sword. You know what I mean? So,
there you go. Exactly. Yeah, and I think, and also, kind of what you were saying a little bit back though about how, like in the 3D, there's judgment, fear, all these things, and once you heighten yourself past that, then the other dimensions don't have that in there. I think sometimes I would think to myself back in the past, well, then it sucks that we have to be in this world where there is so much turmoil and unfairness and injustice and whatever. But then I actually remember because a lot of people know Joe Rogan and stuff, and he was talking about how resistance creates strength. So you need resistance in your life to find out where your spirit is and how it will ascend from resistance. I mean, and then and if you think about it, I mean, it makes perfect sense. I mean, for instance, if you're going to try and have a strong body, you can't do it just laying on the couch. You've got to start exercising, working out, resistance. You have to use resistance, whatever. If you want to, any of your greatest, stories of greatness, it's always how they overcame, oppression or opposition or something. So, whatever it is, it's almost like we're in this world that has many great things and has many terrible things, but it's how you navigate in it. And if you allow your will to be strong enough and you build up your character as well as your mental faculties, your spiritual faculties, your physical, your diet, all those things come together, and then you become a product that is like forged in steel, rather than something that's just given. Like they always say, what was it? I forget the term, but it's something like I was gonna say something like a prince will never be great like the king, because the king had to make his way. The prince never had to do it. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Well, sometimes it'd be like, if you look at it, kind of like we're like the phoenix rising out of the ashes to ascend. But to do that, you got to grow. To grow consciously, no struggle in a sense, no growth.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that life should be a struggle. There's a spiritual science to this, and that's what we're all trying to learn and figure this out on this journey.
Right.
But you will have. But it is, how do we navigate through these challenges? Through in this matter realm, because in the end we're source light being, that was a spirit that then became a soul, and that soul takes on DNA, and wherever that comes from, and then we're experiencing it, and with this DNA, this soul DNA, we become, unfortunately for us, we're a human being, and now, but we're containing this consciousness as a container, and trying to find and understand our individuality, because we have free will.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean. So
no.
I think I was close to where, but I think I just kind of.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I that's all I can say. I agree.
We're gonna be doing this all time. You know how we do.
Yeah.
This is how we usually start getting our conversations.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. You're saying stuff. I almost got to take notes because I want to, make a point on that. But then you keep going, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's another good point. Next thing I know, I forget what I was going to take my note on. But who cares? We got plenty more episodes to go, so we'll just, a lot of this stuff we're just saying, and we're kind of just touching the top of it, because we want to say more, but then we kind of forget where we're going and stuff, because it's all interlocked. It's all interchangeable. It's all it's not just like one quick easy story. It's like it's story based off of other stories, based off of other stories, based off of experiences, based off of all this other stuff. And
that's spirituality. That's spirituality. When you talk about spirituality, it's not one thing. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's like source. Like source is, when you talk God and source, it's substance in everything.
Yeah.
And usually when we talk 5D, it's not about looking at things from a physical or in a sense of just matter. We're trying to look at the substance behind it that makes that up, and to understand that hits us, that talks to our soul, that communicates to our soul, in a sense, through the heart. You know what I mean? Going deeper beyond what we see as this reality, and really understand what this reality is. It's there's a macrocosm and a microcosm, and it's more than just what we see with the five senses. There's more going on, and that would explain why we have our emotions, and it'll get us more understanding what our emotions, and our thoughts, and understanding laws of attraction, how to navigate and manifest things, because we are co-creator. Like when it says in the Bible, if we're going to use, man was made in God's image, what does that really mean? If you look at one of the main differences from the animals would be, since we're specifically made in God's image, would be that we have a power to manifest. We are co-creators, so we can create, we can manifest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No, actually, I think that is.
Other animals we can't say can do that. That's why, what makes a human being, or what did that verse say in the Bible? If we just say, oh, made in God's image, not necessarily look like God. Not saying God walks around. God is everything, but we share a certain power, in that we are co-creators.
Yeah.
Just now, free will had dense forms. So God, in another sense, expresses himself through us. If that makes sense.
Yeah, right. Well, because well, it's one consciousness that experiences itself through all other consciousnesses that create the one consciousness. So it's
all one. Right?
It's all one,
so
but it's all separate.
All
right? And which makes perfect sense. Yeah.
We think we're individual. We have individuality. That's why I think I'm me and I'm not you. You're not me. And which is naturally in this 3D world, if we don't, without really understanding that, in a sense, that's why there's so much judgment, And what did Jesus say? Who is Christ consciousness? 5D, don't judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in the end, actually, you're just judging yourself.
Right.
Because we're all one. So it's better to heal us and become an entity of unconditional love, rather than the judgment and compartmentalizing everything, and where we're and putting labels on everything, so we feel that that's what we are, just a label, and then that takes away from what we think our worth is, and you see that in just and even just insecurity and how we see that in stress and depression and what goes on in the 3D realm, in the lower realm.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this segment of the full episode to be posted Saturday at noon. Much more to be discussed in the next part, so give this video a like, leave your comments for us to reply to in future episodes, and stay notified by hitting the subscribe button.